And we are back.
Yeah, time for another one of your questions about work. Min and I are startup investors in the future of work, and we do one of your questions every day.
And today is day 124. If you've been following along, I think we might have had 2 day 121s, and so we're fast forwarding to
the bend time. Actually, we'll just go for time bending.
And so this week we've been answering questions about finding, growing, transitioning in jobs. And so today's question is, how long is too long to stay in a job or at a particular company?
Yeah, I think, first of all, this is a privilege problem because many people would love to be able to stay in a stable job. But assuming you have this problem, then the question is, are you learning? If you are still learning, the role can be great for you. If you're learning fast enough to satisfy you, one of the things I struggled with as a CEO is there are plenty of people who are very happy to just kind of keep doing the same thing forever and not particularly improve at it and just kind of keep doing it. If that's you and you're content, great. But if what you want is to develop and improve, then make sure you're developing and improving rapidly. And what is that tied to? It's often tied to how fast the company is growing. So companies that are not evolving themselves oftentimes have less opportunity to grow because the company itself, in some ways, is not learning and growing. And then the only other thing I'd say is that it can also be too long when you think about the following test. If I lost this job, would I be screwed? Would I just be stranded? And in particular, with companies that have extremely unusual cultures where you couldn't succeed anywhere else, where you've just really learned the physics on planet your company, then you got to think about like, man, like nothing's forever in life, and you just need to make sure that you would be okay. And so watch your backside on that kind of stuff. But otherwise, I know people in Silicon Valley love to job hop. I don't think it's a bad sign if you've been at the best place for you for a very long time. And I know tons of people have had magnificent careers in professional services firms and corporations and their own businesses that they've created. By the way, as a founder, you're a founder, keep learning, stay at the job forever if you want. And to me, it's about pace of learning.
Yeah, and I think it's also a reflection of like, where is the company in terms of stage, right? Like, can you grow with the company? Because obviously, Roy, you and I are in like the Silicon Valley tech industry, but where there are lots of very early stage companies, and it's a matter of like how quickly is the organization growing relative to how quickly you want to grow and you feel like you can
That's
grow.
right.
Versus like an established organization, there are lots of different horizontal paths that you can often take.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily true that smaller things grow faster. Like plenty of small things go nowhere. Plenty of big companies can grow really fast. And I remember when I was a CEO, at some point I decided to leave in part because there wasn't anything else I could take the company forward to do. Like I had run to the end of what I knew how to do with the company, and therefore I wasn't going to learn anything. And so made sure my team was okay and then skedaddled.
Yeah, well, and so I don't know, there's a corollary to this question, I think, that is how, I think you were talking about this earlier, about how short or like, can I stay at a job or a role without it being a suspicious either, to look like you're a constant job hopper or like being perceived as not investing in a role. And so we can tackle that question another day.
Indeed.
Well, that is the not advice for today. And if you have other questions that you want us to answer about the future of work, about career, anything like that, drop us a note down below wherever you're seeing this, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, and again, we call this not advice because when people are giving you advice, they're usually telling you how to live their life or build their business, and we want you to live your own. So we'll just share what we're learning, and tomorrow we'll do that with a special guest, founder of a company that we've invested in, to be